Welcome to the channel, it's Erad, and so in today's video I wanted to do a little follow-up on one particular piece of information that we got from the latest monthly report that was released over the past week, and it had to deal with missions in particular, as we learned that the developers are currently working on several new missions that we should get to experience over the next couple of months. As I am writing these lines, we currently know a few of these missions, either because we've seen some progress of the development in past official videos, either in Inside Star Citizen or CitizenCon, or because the developers just mentioned that they were working on these. These include new investigation missions, which will be much more complicated than the ones we currently have right now in the verse, and players will have to resolve mysteries across the verse. We will also get cargo missions, which will be made possible thanks to the upcoming freight elevators that we should be getting as soon as this coming month of March. At CitizenCon, we've also seen a glimpse of future passenger transport mission, or at least this was 2 years ago, which we should hear more about once server meshing is finally out of the door. Those are probably going to be basic point A to point B missions, but should be able to provide us with a chance to finally make use of our passenger transport ships like the Constellation Phoenix or the upcoming Spirit E1. Of course, the introduction of upcoming brand new distribution centers will also not come empty-handed and will bring with it its lot of new content, including raids, deliveries, supply missions, as well as some possibilities for infiltration. The developers are also working on a new dynamic event called the Blockade, I think that's what it's called, and it's basically going to be the Ninetales lockdown, but on steroids. But unfortunately, as exciting as they may sound, these missions require some tech that CIG have just not delivered yet, and therefore rely on the release of these new technologies to eventually be brought into our hands. Wouldn't it be possible to update some of the content that we already have, or that used to be available in the verse and that just disappeared for no reason? Well, I came out here with a couple of possible solutions for very quick new content that Cloud Imperial Games could bring us. First, let's talk about bunkers here, which can get a little redundant or maybe boring, dare I say. I think that bunker missions could have NPCs outside. This is something that's possible now that the technology exists. We have NPCs outside at some of the new derelict outposts and derelict settlements, and it would make sense to have NPCs outside of bunkers as well, which would also make ground vehicles a little more relevant, as these would be very effective for killing those NPCs outside before going inside. Delivery missions could also get some improvements as well. I don't understand why we haven't seen the return of interplanetary deliveries, meaning that these would be deliveries from one planetary system, say for example Crusader, to another planetary system like Hurston or ArcCorp. These used to be ubiquitous in the past. They have disappeared and they have never come back, unfortunately. Of course, those were paying more, they were more lucrative, and they were interesting because we got to travel from one place to another. We had to manage fuel, and also we really had to manage our various destinations a little bit better in order to be as effective as possible. I also think that delivery missions should have a bonus for multi-deliveries. Right now there's just no point in taking multi-deliveries, say for example a delivery mission with 5 deliveries, because it just pays as much as taking 5 single delivery missions. Plus, on top of that, the risk of having some of those missions bugged is much more important, and thus you are going to lose your reputation a little bit more there. Space combat. Now, we don't have a lot of space combat missions, unfortunately. I think that we could really use more scenarios than just destroying sentries or destroying claim jumpers as what we have right now. In the past, we used to have more. In fact, we had escort missions, which were pretty cool. Patrol missions as well. What about those? Where have they been? Well, we do certainly have the rescue beacons, but they tend to be quite redundant as well. We could also use other locations for missions. How about maybe having some marauders at the Kovalex Gondo, or maybe some rumored pirates between trade hubs? I think that these would be interesting scenarios for new missions. Racing. Now, right now, only spaceships have opportunities to race in the verse with some time trials. What about other vehicles? hover quads, wheel vehicles. I think that new tracks with possible career opportunities would be something that Cloud Imperium Games could deliver right now. Smuggling. Well, right now, Brio as well as other junkyards are hotspots for PvPs, but we could also use those places to deliver more items that could be illegal, maybe some contraband from SPK. There's not really much enticement to go to Security Post Korea and get a huge crime stat to get 20 boxes of contraband, which bring you about 300,000 Alpha UEC. It's really not that much. If we could actually take all those boxes, let's say the 20 boxes, bring them to a junkyard like Brio's and get a hefty payout, this would definitely make it more enticing for players to go to SPK and just get a huge crime stat, get those contraband, and then go to Brio. Plus, it would also trigger a lot of PvP action as well, and this would be more fun. I have another scenario here. Capture a ship here. How about disabling a ship, boarding the ship, killing the crew, fixing the ship, and delivering it to its location? This is also something that should be possible with current technology. So there we have it, guys. These are mission IDs that we could be getting at some point should CIG decide to make the effort to deliver them with the tech that they already have. Did I forget anything? What missions would you like to see in the verse? Let me know everything in the comment section down below. This video would not be possible without all the people who helped me out on Patreon and via the YouTube Joe membership program. I wanted to give these guys and girls a huge shout out, including Dr. Farbin, Zero Crusher, Deplorable, Infidel, and Ducky2Ducker. We also have a giveaway I'm giving away on Glim. You have the link in the comment section down below. A Cutter Rambler, and the people who are VIPs on my Discord can have access to a Centurion. Guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.